Boruto song is quieter now because I did something last week's show where nobody wanted to use Skype, so I was using Messenger, and Messenger doesn't work on my laptop. And the freaking theme song was so loud, it was bad. It was bad, so I prefer it to when it plays quieter when we use Skype. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Timone Show. I'm here with Zach, and we're doing our Boruto versus My Hero Academia Part 2. And excuse if either of us have any sort of lack of energy than normal, because it's early in the morning and we're tired, and it's not early in the morning anymore like we originally planned, but it's still, man, we work a lot, we're
Yeah.
tired, and Zach has a lot more reasons to be tired than I am. He's a freaking family man.
Let's get into it, man. So you're gonna start with characters.
Yeah, I was gonna start where I left off on characters because on part one I was starting to get kind of drunk and we were getting strapped for time, so like I didn't get to go into Mitsuki or Metal Lee. Um,
Metal Lee, man. That's the guy right there, man. That's the guy. For those who aren't familiar with Metal Lee, it is exactly how it sounds. That is Rock Lee's little kid.
yeah,
And
he's
man, I
fucking
just want
awesome.
them to do a movie where they showcase, because they used to do movies where um they showcase the certain person.
Yeah,
And I remember the Crescent Moon movie. Crescent Moon movie, I was like in awe when they gave Rock Lee his own little fighting scene. It's like, oh my god,
yeah.
this is incredible. Still one of my top 5 fighting scenes. It's absolutely phenomenal. But go on.
I didn't get to bring up like Shinky. Uh,
Mm, mm-hmm.
there was all these characters I left out. It's so broad and array. Like I was going on and on about Choji's daughter and like all this other shit, and but there's so much other, like all these characters are like larger than life, and like they're just so dynamic. It was hard to just remember them all and like bring. But it was like as soon as I ended the episode, I was like, "Fuck, dude, what about Mitsuki and what like all this shit, dude? Dragon Sage, like." It was, I don't even know what the fuck Dragon Sage is, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I'm looking forward to finding out more about it. Like, because at first I was like, I knew he could go. I know Mitsuki could go Sage mode. I didn't know what it was. And then when they're talking about Dragon Sage, I was like, what the fuck, dude? He's not a snake. He's not a mastered. They're like, no, dude, we've done Snake Stage. You Kabuto can do that, dude. We need to do something better. Like, what the fuck? So, and there's all sorts of mystery with Mitsuki, dude. Like, is he somewhat related to the Otsutsuki clan?
Do
Because
you do you want to know?
he kind of looks like him. Yeah, I don't mind spoilers.
Okay, so no, he is actually a clone of Orochimaru.
Okay.
Orochimaru found this kid who had like this unnatural ability, and they haven't disclosed what happened yet. Mind you, the manga is different from the actual anime. So in the manga, they've already released this information, but in the anime, he's still like a mystery. But he's Orochimaru's clone. Which is again weird because there is Orochimaru met a child who looks exactly like Mitsuki, named Mitsuki,
Yeah.
and now they're releasing that he is a clone. So I'm not sure if he's a clone of Orochimaru. I'm not sure if he's a clone of the boy with Orochimaru cells. Like they're doing all the weird, like when they clone people in the show, like they like actually do like the chemicals. So who knows?
Yeah. And I know there was that one episode. It was really dynamic where they had like the older Mitsuki, and he was fighting against Orochimaru, and then like Mitsuki, like our current Mitsuki, like jumped in and oh man, that was crazy. Uh, so
Mm-mm.
so like I know he was like some sort of clone, but I didn't know what sort of cells and stuff he had in him. Like if he had like Kaguya cells in him, or like what, or and Orochimaru cell, because just Orochimaru's in there just doing crazy shit, and
Mm-hmm.
and he's very much top tier, or almost even god tier fucking villains of all time, dude. He's like terrifying, and you never know what he's up to or what he's capable of.
The fact that we were talking about villains,
Yeah,
and the one thing I do love is the fact that Orochimaru is to date the only Shonen Jump villain that has achieved exactly what he started off the show trying to do. In the flashbacks, in the current show, in Shippuden, and then we finally get to Boruto. And in Boruto, he has achieved exactly what he wanted to do. He is immortal now. He is immortal and he looks like a girl. Like the man not only became immortal, but became prettier.
yeah.
It like
They're
that
like,
is
damn, you're a lot
incredible.
younger and prettier than you were before. He's all like, yeah, whatever. You don't even know what he is. He's not a guy or a woman, or he's just whatever now. Like it's
And we were discussing it because Hunter Cross Hunter came up, and a few other animes came up where the one of the main eccentric, flamboyant villains was in no contest. Like there was nobody who can contest in its strength uh, or intelligence. And his character is very similar to a character in Hunter Cross Hunter named Hisoka, who is like a jester, clown, magician type dude. But he's like extremely unnecessarily bloodthirsty, and he hasn't been beaten. Even in the manga, he has not been beaten yet. But he hasn't achieved his goal, and the show continues.
yeah,
That's it was like even in One Piece, there's nobody in One Piece who has not been beaten who achieved what they wanted to achieve. Not a single person. And I had this snake dude who in Boruto, you're like, okay, well, we're finally gonna see Orochimaru because they mentioned his name, and then all of a sudden you go, what happened? Like, oh, well, I achieved my dreams much like you did. Here's my kid.
yeah.
I'm like, what? This man is immortal. Like that's something that a lot of people are overshadowing right now because how pinnacle he was at the end of Shippuden.
Yeah,
Like during Shippuden, he was kind of like, not really existent because they were, Akatsuki and whatnot. But
yeah.
at the end of Shippuden,
During the
he was
war,
like,
he was awesome.
dude. And I was like, did you guys forget that he was a villain? You guys forget that he was a villain? Like, he achieved immortality, my guy. You are the Hokage. You fucking up. Oh, jeez.
See, but now that he's achieved his goal, he's like Thanos now. He's just chilling, like
Yeah.
he's just doing his, like he still likes doing his science and research and all that. So that's what he's doing, like
Mm-hmm.
Naruto's like, man, like he can probably sense it. Like he's not a threat anymore, dude. So let's let him be head of the science and research department outside of the village though.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they got Kabuto, he's head of like the orphanage and shit, dude.
Yeah, but the Kabuto got like his mind fucked with. Like, we don't even know if that's like the right Kabuto anymore. Like, during Shippuden, man, during that last fight scene, it was very apparent that he is no longer with us. He is a snake man now, who had it, who went to like the everlasting genjutsu, which we can 100% give that to Orochimaru for fixing. I'm guaranteeing he did something. He
yeah.
achieved immortality, so he must have did something. And so it's a wrap now. Like that's not even the same. That's not even the same badass double crossing dude. He was definitely a great character to add in the show. There isn't too many characters that show up that constantly pull a Loki, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah. and then now we got Shinky. Uh, he is Gaara's adopted son. He has metal sand, just like Gaara's dad did, or was it
Mm-hmm.
Gaara's grandpa?
Oh yeah, it's the magnet it's a magnet. It's a magnet thing because he's from the mountain. He's not from the sands. He's from the mountains,
Okay, so
and
he's got
he got adopted.
it's similar to the metal sand that Gaara's dad had. It's better than the sand that Gaara has, and
Mm-hmm.
he can control it like on point, like when Gaara had the one tails in him. I forget its name.
Oh yeah, the
It starts with an S. Fucking
supreme defense or something or almighty defense,
yeah.
whatever it was. Yeah.
And like back in original Naruto, it was described as Gaara's mom's soul protecting him and in the afterlife and shit. And I was like, dude, that's fucking dope. And then when
Mm-hmm.
they retconned all the tailed beasts, that there's nine tailed beasts and stuff now in Shippuden, they were like, oh no, it was just the one tails that was doing it. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, that's a fucking cop out right there. Uh,
Yeah.
but now you got Shinky, dude. This dude is dope, and you have no idea what his goals are yet, dude. He's just kicking ass in the I'm about to say tournament of power in the tuning exams. He's kicking ass in the tuning exams. Boruto cheats to defeat him, and and that he had to. He had to like just bust out some purple lightning shit that he can't do yet out of nowhere, and with the ninja tool, and this dude seems like he was unstoppable. Like he was gonna kill Mitsuki. He was willing to kill Mitsuki unless he unleashed his Dragon Sage, and he's all like, man, I can't do it. I'm gonna fucking just concede because if I go Dragon Sage, dude, my dad, aka Orochimaru, won't let me hang out in the village anymore, and I really like hanging out in the village. Um, so So he's like, I concede, and that pissed Shinky off, dude. He's like, why the fuck did you do that? And he's all like, man, I told you, man, I gotta hang out. I like hanging out in the village, dude. It's like hanging out in the village is more fun than maybe being able to kick your ass. Because he even said, he's like, even if I went Dragon Stage, I might not have been able to kick his ass. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
So this dude is a powerhouse, and you can like anytime he was doing something incredible and badass, they shot up to Gara, and Gara's just like chilling. And he's all like, "Yeah, that's my boy."
Like just the utter confidence, man. Like what are obviously it's a show, but
Yeah,
like what are the chances that Gara, the goth kid with no eyebrows, found a child just like him? Like that's funny as hell. Like I saw him and I was like, obviously he's Gara's kid. And I was like, wow, so he was adopted too.
yeah.
That's neat. Okay, like it's awesome. It's awesome. I like the legacy stuff. I do.
And then going back to Metal Lee, Metal Lee has a mystery that we'll never figure out, and Kishimoto has even said that he is probably never going to reveal who Metal Lee's mother is.
I still think it's 10-10.
That is the biggest theory is that it's 10-10. It could just be some no-named
It
person in
could.
the village.
It
Like,
could be somebody who wasn't even a ninja too.
yeah, yeah,
We haven't speculated that because like when one of the things that still trips me out is that Choji Choji married a girl that they shown like what once in the
yeah.
show,
They show
and
her.
he was
They
just
show
like,
her in
yeah, that's
Boruto
fine.
every once in a while, but yeah, back in Shippuden, they showed her like yeah, just like once, maybe twice.
Hmm.
So like
That's
yeah,
fine.
and like all that cool integration with villages and stuff now was awesome, dude. It's like the whole world's becoming so like multicultural, and Boruto builds on this world that was given to us, and oh my god, in such an incredible way. All these characters, like everything's advancing, and like Naruto's just like sitting back, like, oh my god, these kids these days, I don't know how to do it. And like the same thing was going on in Naruto when those kids were acting up. Like they saw a lot more similarities because like the village was kind of still the same when
Yeah,
like Jiraiya and shit was a kid, and then when like Kakashi was a kid, and then when Naruto was a kid, the village was still pretty much the same. Now there's all sorts of advancements in technology, and they're just like, man, what the fuck. Uh,
that is weird
I
though.
would love to see a I already said this before. Like I'd love to see a Boruto or a Naruto prequel about like all the other stuff that was going on before. But we got a lot of that in the Shippuden flashbacks. So I don't even know if we do need it, but I'd love to see some of it. Um, but yeah. What's next? What's next after characters? I don't have my thing up.
Oh, did I do characters already?
You did characters. You were going in on you talked about Todoroki and I don't know
Right.
if you want to do a quick recap on some of your favorite character stuff, and then while I dig
Yeah,
up the thing.
yeah, I can definitely do that. So the the recap pretty much is that these are brand new characters with emotional backgrounds and with characteristics that we have really not normally seen in anime. You have your goth kid, you have your like the main character isn't the typical shonen jump character where he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." He's like, I mean, I really want to. I just don't want to make anyone uncomfortable." Like it's like Morty. It's like Morty from Rick and Morty as a superhero, so that's pretty nice. And the character dynamic, the way that the everything progresses, and you see a character who you always can be like, how the creator. I gotta find the creator's name because I'm so used to watching One Piece and all the other animes. I don't even know the creator of this one, but yeah, I know he made the comment that because there are two different, there's two versions. There's heroes and there's villains. And for every character that you see that is in the school, you can see what they'd be like if they were a hero or what they'd be like if they were a villain.
Yeah.
There's always a villain that resembles one of the kids. And that's fun because like again, like Boruto is dope because you got the legacy thing, but you get to start over. Like you get to see something that you've never seen before with characters that you don't know, characters you get to learn again. And I think the characters in comparison with Boruto, the kids in My Hero Academia in comparison to Boruto are are better because like in even in an episode of Boruto where they try to graduate, Kakashi's like, you guys don't deserve to
You
graduate.
don't
Because
deserve it. You
he's
guys
like,
suck.
you guys know nothing. You know these characters. You know that they're kids. You know that they're spawns of this person and this person because everybody decided that they just were going to get together. Joji was the only one who went outside the village, well, as far as we know, until we know who Rock Lee's baby mama is.
Yeah.
But because he's clearly not married. But either or, oh, I hope she's not a dead person. Oh, that'd be sad. That'd be sad as
We
hell.
never saw Rock Lee's family at all.
Never. I don't even know. I always thought that Might Guy was his dad or something
No.
until in Shippuden when they start doing more flashbacks and whatnot, and you realize like, oh, these two aren't even related. They just randomly look alike. But but again, with My Hero, you get to witness new characters. Like they just released. I don't know. Did you see Do you see the page where I shared the new villain for the My Hero Academia movie?
I did not see that.
It's Godzilla.
Oh, I did see that. I didn't know if
Yeah,
that was real or not. I thought that
it's for the
was.
movie. They've been announcing this movie for like a while. They said it's going to be a really good movie. And again, that's incredible. That's it's
I actually
It's like
just opened the internet on my phone, and then the Facebook was that was the first page that popped up was the Godzilla thing. 'Cause that was the last thing I looked at before I went to bed last night. So, because I was looking up the creator, his name is Kohei Horikoshi. It's hard. It's a hard name to read. So it's probably just an easy name to not remember.
I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. Like, but I like going into shows not knowing who the characters are. I like new characters. Even in Naruto, Naruto's definitely cool, of course. But it was always the characters you didn't see before. It was always the characters that you didn't know who they were. Like, yeah, this is interesting. And that's why Boruto's interesting because not only do you have the spawn of like of the characters that you grew up with, but then you have random other characters that are like, okay, that's nice. That's My Hero Academia. It's
Yeah,
just a bunch of stuff that you have never witnessed before, done way better.
yeah. The world building is definitely like something else. Because it's they don't have to explain much because it's basically our world just with powers or whatever. So they don't have to go out there and be like, "Oh yeah, this shit's great." I just watched the dorm room episode, episode 13. Uh, that was that was cool. That's an episode that a lot of people would consider filler, but to a cultured gentleman such as myself, I'm like, no, that episode was amazing. There was so much character development in
Oh,
that
bro.
episode, dude. There was this, and then you got to learn so much about the characters just from their rooms, how they decorated their dorm rooms and stuff. Um, I was blown away, dude. I was like, this is really nice. Like, this is solid progression for the story.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, it's not. I can tell you that because I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's actually very, very pinnacle that this dorm room scene happens. It seems very random and it does seem like a filler, but so far, that's another thing. There's another great thing about the characters in the show because how their stories have to intertwine. There has yet to be a filler episode.
Yeah,
Talking Drive? What? Yeah. What do you need, baby? Mm. Either or. Okay. What I was gonna say. Uh, but yeah. So that is character wise. I think so far. I think this. I actually have vocalized that. I believe the character wise that My Hero Academia and My Hero Academia. Oh, my phone fell. Beat beat One Piece in characters because One Piece is like as it progressed characters kind of almost seem like they don't have much thought into them right now. Mind you, they're new characters, so
yeah.
you know when you watch the show for like 20 something years, you feel like, oh, what is this purpose? But like sometimes, like
you
some,
know you know he's gonna get there. He's and you
yeah.
know when he does get there, it's gonna be good. So
But I just that's one thing. The one thing I hate, which they did in Naruto, they've done in One Piece, they've done in Dragon Ball Z, they've done in so many other Bleach. I mean, Shonen Jump is really good for this, and so far, My Hero Academia hasn't done this. Oh, never mind, I lied. They have done this. One thing I hate is all the variety of characters and then no use for them.
yeah,
And so far, in comparison to Boruto, My Hero Academia uses a lot more characters on a much more frequent basis.
yeah,
So that's pretty fantastic for me personally.
yeah. Like pretty much every character gets utilized. They've had like when they were doing their training in the second season. You had the dude with the grapes on his head
Oh,
that he
and
could
that.
that he was kicking ass against his
Mm-hmm.
weakness against the hot chick, dude. He's weak against women, especially when
He's
the
a
hero they're
bird.
fighting is always very scantily clad. So
Oh
like, and
yeah.
he's all like, oh my, and he was
Because he
able,
gets like rapey. Like I think that was like the big thing. Because like he always like tries to like fill up on like the girls, which they're his age,
Yeah.
is they can fight too. But like you go against a pro hero who's dressed like that, and a woman specifically dressed promiscuous. Oh
Yeah.
man, that was funny. That was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Cause he wanted to touch her so bad, but like he would have died. I
And then the
don't
door.
know how sexual harassment is in an anime, but in the real world, it causes a lot more problems. So,
I was watching an interview from a porn star, a Japanese porn star. She's lives in America or whatever now. She was talking about how getting groped on the subway or on the train or whatever is a regular thing.
hmm
Yeah. So Japan's crazy. So, uh, but and then when they were going into, they were gonna check out his dorm room, and then he like creeps the door open. He's like, "Come in,
and see,
check out
like
my room."
we haven't had a good pervy character since Master Roshi. Like all the other pervy characters are like they're safe pervy characters. Even Sanji. Sanji's a very pervy person, but he is like very romantic with it though. He's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
just slutty.
yeah,
And Mineta, we have a teenager who's just obsessed with pornography and hot chicks. Like he's obsessed with it.
yeah. He was
That's
searching. He was
funny.
searching under dude's bed, like.
Yeah, he was like, "You got porn under here. I know you do."
I was.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh my goodness! And even Jiraiya was still kind of classy with his perviness too. You know, like he wasn't like
Yeah, but yeah, he was
he did
classy.
write pervy novels that like the whole freaking world was reading. So
But it was like insinuated, like
yeah,
it wasn't until like until later on when they've shown that he wasn't just a one and done character. They were like, "Oh, these are the books that Kakashi's always reading," and so on and so forth. And it wasn't like immediate. Like the first time you meet Mineta, he is like gross. Like, he is making comments about boob sizes and looking under women's skirts,
oh
which
yeah,
is funny.
he knows measurements just by looking at a person. I'm like,
Oh
what?
God, they're like you're a 38C. Like what? This is a kids show.
Oh my
Oh,
god, he's amazing. He's amazing.
it was funny, man. It was definitely funny. Um,
So how about supporting roles?
Supporting roles so far in My Hero Academia, the support roles are a little are minimum to none
Yeah.
because everyone has such a major port. Everyone has like their own story that ties into the next one. So, like I said, the only thing
Except
that they're
Deku's
not doing
mom.
but is she? Like, are we going to consider her a supporting role? I guess that's the tough part because with everybody having such prominent um everybody having such a prominent speaking role and having such actual a necessity for them to speak.
Yeah.
Like when Deku's mom is in the show, when she's in the show, she offers a a
Dude, she feels like a real
uh
motherfucking mom, dude. She
that's what I'm saying. Like she offers a realistic support. Like she offers a realistic point of view from a mother standpoint.
yeah.
We never when we watch superhero stuff or anything anime or whatnot, and it relates to the parents. It's never like, well, damn, I don't know how comfortable I feel about this. It's please be careful. Oh, I miss him so much. And with her, even when one of the later episodes, if we're discussing in the later episodes, she actually made like every time she's there, it's sad
Yeah.
because it's from an actual stand. Like when you're finding out when they're showing Deku's past and he doesn't have any uh, powers, and they know it's genetic, so she felt responsible for it. She was crying, and we were having the reminisce of the flashbacks. Oh my god, the flashbacks were killing me, especially when he was sitting there crying.
Yeah.
You're sitting there crying, and dude. And then in this one, where she goes, I don't feel comfortable. That's my kid. I know that you're All Might, and I know that this is the best school. But at the end of the day, that's my baby, and I don't want him getting hurt. So I'm gonna have to make the tough call. He can't go.
Yeah.
And so it's dope. Actually, like my wife's not really big into My Hero Academia, and even that episode, she was like, "Wow, that was heavy. That was emotionally straining because
Yeah.
of how realistic it was." And that, again, it's like, so are we considering those people supporting roles?
I think I'd probably consider most of the teachers, um, like not All Might, but probably Eraserhead as a supporting role. Um, Class B, um, and like the people that they like the cat people they're trained with, or like that female team
Okay,
they
the
trained with, and like
Pussycat.
there's like there's some people who come up or whatever, but they're
Okay,
not in all this. They're not in all the time. That's why I'd probably throw Eraserhead in there. He's not in it all the time, even though he is a major character.
okay. So supporting. Okay, so if we're going by that, the supporting roles in My Hero Academia are superb. They're absolutely superb. They are they are they're to the point. They do what they need to do to progress the character, and then they do not show up anymore, which I've spoken about in the past that I absolutely adore. If you're gonna have a character there, have the character there. Have the character mean something. That's why it kills me that some of these kids in both Boruto and My Hero Academia, they have so many children, and I don't know shit about them except their physical appearance.
Yeah.
And it bothers me because it's like, this is supposed to be part of the main cast, but whenever it comes to like the pro heroes that come in, whenever someone is introduced, and I mind you, I read the manga, so the the Pussycats do provide a significant amount of support as the show will progress, and you guys will see in season 4 and season 5. I don't know about season 6; I haven't gotten that far. But the season 4 and season 5, they're it's a very prominent reason why they're there and why they're showing up.
Hold on
Um,
1 second. Yeah. All right, I'm back. Continue.
okay, so the supporting roles in My Hero Academia are very legit. They
Yeah.
are. I'm here. There are. Yeah, there. I'm here to show you what needs to happen in order for the story to progress. Or with heroes like you have characters like Kaimoi Woods and Miss Mount Gigantic and I forgot the construction dude's name. But then they showcase a what it's like to actually be a pro hero, and they show up every now and then, like very very seldom. But when they show up, it's like their story progresses with as well, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember these characters from the first episode, and then episode 28 comes up, like, oh, so this is what they're doing now, and then episode 34 comes out, and like, oh, so as it's like no one's just like, it's not like when you watch like Dragon Ball Z. Oh, better yet, it's Boruto versus My Hero Academia. It's not like in Boruto, like all the older generation are pretty much just, they're just Leaf Ninja, and that's just, they're just Leaf Ninja. They go
Yeah.
on jobs.
No, I
They
was.
got
There. Those are my supporting roles for Boruto. Is basically the Naruto cast. Uh, and
this is just it.
that's That's basically it. And it's cool seeing them, but they don't do anything. They just like interact with. I like how they interact with each other. I don't really have much to say about supporting roles. I'll just do it now. Um, it's yeah, it's cool just watching them interact with each other. If you're familiar with Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, but if you're just watching Boruto coming in, you'll be all like, "Who the fuck is like? I don't care about these people." Like I mean, it's cool seeing like like your the main cast like parents or whatever and like how they
Mm.
interact, but like some of the stuff that they talk about or whatever is just throwback Naruto stuff, and they're actually giving they're what's cool is they're actually giving their kids like life lessons and like or like trying to like Naruto isn't as much until after tuning exams. He's all like, you know what, dude, I think I really do need to be closer to you and like be a good dad. So like, which you'll
Yeah,
never see Goku do. Goku will fucking throw his kids under the bus
Goku doesn't
any
have
chance
kids.
he can, if as long as he sees like, oh yeah, they're pretty strong.
Dude, dude, I still love that episode of Dragon Ball Z from like not the subbed or the funny one, but in Dragon Ball Z, and he gives Cell, he tells Gohan to fight Cell, and Piccolo is just like, what are you fucking doing? Like he's 12. You can't do this. Like, oh, don't worry, he's strong. Like,
He's strong. Like,
no, he's 12.
to prove how strong he is, I'm gonna give Cell a senzu bean.
Like, dude, that's absolutely nuts. And but like, that's what in definitely in My Hero Academia, they do progress the story with other characters other than the students themselves. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that each of the students will somehow get their own like little arc or their own little story. Like in the season 4, just to give like a little bit of a background, they're gonna introduce Kirishima's backstory. There's the redhead dude who can harden.
Cool.
Uh,
I like him.
yeah, he's actually, his story is actually worth something. And then his story, him and the slug girl, the purple girl,
Yeah.
they kind of have like a past together. They kind of grew up together and stuff like that. So it ties into her
Cool.
story. And then like it takes time, and then they introduce these other characters and they go into their story. Like, so it's not on a consistent basis like I personally wish. Like, I guess I'm so used to One Piece, and One Piece, the story, everything just everything unfolds at the exact same time, and they show you an adequate amount to keep up with somebody else that you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And so when I'm used to that, and even in, I'm not even gonna pretend that Naruto didn't do that to an extent. Naruto did that as well. It wasn't just Naruto's story, even though the show was based off him. Like, they showed other people's story. They had what Sasuke was going through, and they had what Kiba was going through, and Shikamaru, especially when Asuma Sensei died.
Yeah.
Like, that was a tough arc to go through. Like, I know.
There was so many Naruto episodes and Naruto's not even in, you know?
Yeah,
And
and that's actually really good. That's really good to showcase
yeah.
that kind of variety, and that's what I guess I am personally waiting for as far as My Hero Academia and Boruto. Mind you, both of these shows, even though My Hero Academia is on its 3rd season and going on its 4th season, I think they're gonna air like 2 more episodes, and then it's gonna be a wrap. Just from what I know of the show.
This season's gonna have 25 episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I already know exactly what's gonna happen then. Okay, so bet. Um, I still think that My Hero Academia is it's unfolding and a lot like it's doing a lot like One Piece, where it shows a lot of random characters that blah 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 blah. You just run into them.
Yeah.
Like, me and my wife have watched the One Piece series in English like over and over a whole bunch of times. Pardon me, one moment. Yes. Okay, baby, I'll be right there. Um, and they show a whole bunch of characters that um that are kind of like one and done until you get further on in the series. So I personally, I pray that that's the same thing with Boruto, because with Boruto, they do, so far they've picked one character and they focus on that character solely. So
They do a little bit with the Shikadai. Like he had that little tiny arc where he became friends with the with like that little terrorist clan, and
yeah, the same thing with Sarada when she was looking for her dad.
yeah, and yeah, when her and Choji's daughter were kicking it, yeah, that what was that? That was the uh Naruto. It was a 10 issue manga. Um, Gaiden Naruto Gaiden arc.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So they it's not solely Boruto, but it kind of is. Um, I really liked how they incorporated that 10-minute short and stretched that out into a whole episode. Um, when the day the inauguration day. That
Hmm.
shit was awesome. All right,
That was awesome.
do you have time to move into plot?
I have time to do plot real quick. Yeah, they're. Uh, my wife made a big breakfast, but there's a lot of kids here, so
Okay.
I'll be good. Um, but plot wise, uh, I went first. You go now. You go first now.
All right. At first, the plot of Boruto is just people wanted more Naruto and they wanted it to keep going, so they're like, all right, like, I guess I'll push out Boruto. So and like, but it starts out the very first scene. It starts out with this guy. I forget his name.
Kawaki.
Kawaki. He he's all like, I'm gonna kick your ass like I kicked your daddy's ass, and I'm like,
Yeah, he kills
what?
Naruto.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
and
the
so
thing.
that
He killed Naruto,
so
so he's
and
like, I'm gonna kill you.
Boruto, he's got his headband. He's got the slashed headband that Sasuke gave him. Uh, it's but now it's he's got a cut on one of his eyes. His other eye's glowing. You're like, what the fuck, dude? That's not a Byakugan. We already know his mom's Hinata or not Hinata. What the fuck? Yeah.
No,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm tired. So we already know his mom's Hinata, so he couldn't have a Byakugan, but this thing's crazy. We don't know what that is, you know. Like this is the very first episode, and then it cuts, and then they're gonna fight each other, and then it's like, and then there's a theme song, and then you're in the you're back, you're Boruto's a kid. He hasn't even started a ninja academy yet, but for some reason these kids are super tall, and it bothers me every episode. I'm like, these kids are way too tall. They're fucking Shippuden height. But, so, like, it's just, Boruto's on his way for the first day of Ninja Academy. He joins Ninja Academy. You know, like, he doesn't have, like, so essentially it starts out, we're just introducing characters. And like we're like, all right, cool. They're related to such and such from Naruto. They're doing this. All right, cool. And then you get this wild card out of nowhere, Iwabe. He's fucking cool, man. Uh,
Hmm.
he's just he's like Naruto. Naruto even goes and has a heart to heart with him. He's like, dude, I failed the academy a couple times myself. And he's like, what, dude? You're the Hokage. He's all like, yeah, I know. School sucks though, dude. Like. and
That's
your and your school's a lot more different than mine was. We just did ninja stuff. You guys actually do academics. So like,
that's funny as hell.
but then there is a plot that comes in out of nowhere. The Atsuki clan from the villain, the end boss, the final come all end all boss in Naruto. There's a whole clan of these motherfuckers, and they're like, and they're even stronger than her, and all this other shit. So they're all like, oh, dude, Kaguya failed, dude. We gotta go and set shit right. and she might not even fail, dude. I had this theory that I talk about with one of my coworkers at the grocery store, where like we're she might have just went rogue from them and just tried to make the Earth her own, and she knew her people were gonna come for her eventually, so she wanted to get everybody trapped in uh their own personal world before these people come in and slaughter everybody. You know, they want so they
Mhm.
don't. You know, so she might have been doing everyone a favor because she knew these people were gonna be so strong that she can't take them, and she's stronger than everybody. So like, I don't know. And now you got these people coming, and I don't know. Like, just the plot is just the, the growth and progression of seeing how they get to that first scene, and like we want to see how we get to that first scene. That shit is crazy, and that's what I got.
As plot wise for My Hero Academia I think the reason why I like it is because of the comparison uh to One Piece is so on point. It's very simple. Want to be the best hero ever,
Yeah,
and because of that, you have the main character who wants to be the best hero ever, and then you have 300 other characters who have the exact same dream, and then you have 500 different characters who kind of achieved it. Then they're like, I'm happy where I'm at,
yeah,
you know. And you see, they mention it all the time. I just read the newest chapter um of My Hero Academia, and it's solidified exactly what I theorized was going to happen. You have character they've never witnessed evil of such manner other than uh All for One. And All for One was like the epitome evil. Like that was like the bad guy. There was nobody better than that, and only All Might with One for All could beat him, right?
yeah,
Now that those two are out the way, a new generation of evil, which is more cynic and more calculated than the last. Because it's always like like what is a good comparison? Um, what is a good comparison? I'm trying to think of a really good comparison into what. It's tough. I can't. I can't. It's tough to compare. I'm pretty sure some will come to me after the show,
you know,
and
it was a
it'll
really
bother the hell out
strong
of me.
moment, a very strong moment. That's part of the plot is when Endeavor was sitting in his room and he was so pissed off. He's like, "This is not how I should have became number one."
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yep.
that was a
Yep.
powerful. I was laughing because I just like seeing a fucking grumpy, fucking bitter old man.
And then when you see like
But it
the
was such a
plot,
strong moment though too.
because the plot bases on see, and with my thing with my hero with Boruto, the plot is unclear. So it's just a bunch of random stories tying in together that
Yeah,
kind of make sense here and there.
yeah,
And with My Hero Academia, again, it's so simple. It's simple. I want
yeah,
to be the best. And so it opens the door. That simple plot line opens the door to about a 15 million different stories that tie in. When you watch when you watch the first episode of My Hero Academia,
yeah,
it's Deku talking, saying, "This is the story of how I became the greatest hero ever."
yeah. You
So it's not,
and
so it's
now
like,
you want to
oh,
fucking see how he does it.
exactly. And then so when you see it, and even now, season 3, like, dude, my guy's a punk. He is. He's a punk, and he has a power that he can't really control. So you're like, God, I have to see. He can only control like 10% of that, 20% if he doesn't move.
yeah, he's like killing himself, and I'm like, how
It
the
just
fuck
feels
is
like
he gonna become the?
exactly, especially you know what, and it ties me in because it has the tragedy in the show is so magnificent. The tragedy, like the simple fact that he gets the power and you're excited and you immediately go, "Duh, this is how he becomes the number one hero because he's the strongest person ever." Then you realize he's so strong that his own body can't take it, and then you get to season 2 and they say, was it season 2? No, they mentioned it in season 2, but they solidify it in season 3 when he fights Muscular. And the doctor just nonchalantly goes, "Yeah, you throw 3 more of these, and you ain't using your arms ever."
Yeah,
And like before, it was like you had Granny, you had Granny let them know like, "Hey man, you got to stop doing this. It's gonna really backfire on you."
yeah,
And she shamed All Might like, "Yo, you stop allowing him to be reckless." And then this doctor who could clearly care less about Deku. Like, if he could care less, he would care less. And he just tells him, yeah, man, your arm is tough. You do 3 more of these, and yeah, you're not using that no more. So I'm just gonna have you just rest and just take it easy, and
yeah.
just leaves. And it was so, it was so it was good that they allow the audience to build up the moment. You have to build up the moment personally
Yeah.
because usually in shows of like they'll do like the back and forth, like your face, my face, your face, my face. I don't think your face, my face, your face, my face.
No, they show it. They usually have it like
Timone
in a big
style,
scene, so you can see everybody in the scene or whatever, and and that
and they let you bring the emotional value to it.
yeah
Like the plot thickens even more now because now not only are you emotionally tied to this, but there's something. I did come out there. Give me a second, babe. You know I'm doing this. Yeah. So, but yeah,
Ooh, quick,
yeah. I got.
quick thought on Boruto. I just thought of. I think they might do something more of like the One Piece route, where Boruto is just everybody else is laddered, and he helps them achieve all their. Like you find out more about the other characters. It's gonna be more about the side characters and what their dreams and ambitions are. Like he said, he's gonna help boost Sarada into becoming Hokage. He's like, oh, if you become Hokage, dude, I'll be your fucking bodyguard. I got like that's just what it's gonna be, whatever. And then but then Mitsuki has some sort of like hidden ambition that involves Boruto, and like I think it's gonna just be like even though Luffy has his goal of becoming the best or whatever, Boruto doesn't have necessarily a goal or ambition, and he did, but like he even said it in the Genin. They had Genin exams. It was weird. The in the Genin exams, uh that he's all like, I really just want to help my friends to do what they want to do, and then Kakashi's like, fuck that, that's not being a ninja, you know.
Mhm.
So I think it might just take more of a One Piece storytelling route than what how Naruto and Naruto Shippuden were told. All right, that's it.
Yeah, I got to wrap it up. I'm getting that look.
Yeah, all right.
So we'll do parts 3 later.
Yeah, we'll do part three probably next week. I'm off Saturday and Sunday. Um,
Okay, neat.
and then yeah, everyone just check out or like and subscribe. You'll like this picture that I have up at the end. It's got Naruto and with a Soviet headband, and it says communism. And
Mhm.
fucking, and then Deku's about to hit him with the fucking United States of Smash.
That's awesome. I
And then
I
yeah,
can.
tune in next week. We might wrap this up, and then if not, there's probably be another show. I'm gonna be starting another show soon, probably next week or this week, where I'm gonna review a whole comic book series or like what's out so far. Like I'll do like all Scarlet Spider that's out. Spectacular Spider-Man, Betty and Veronica Vixens, the Hanna-Barbera Jetsons. I'll do like all these little reviews, whatever, and I'll have video, so you'll see the books, and it'll be cool. And yeah, just like and subscribe, do all those comments, and yeah, we'll see you.
All right, see ya.
All right.